What's that thing everyone's always talking about? Bo diddly, bojangles.
Oh, you're talking about boondocking.
That's it.
Yes. And if you're curious too, stay tuned because we're going to talk all about it.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Amy.
And we're Camping
Camping
Companions.
First, what does it mean to boondock? I'm sure you've heard the term.
Simplest way to explain it is pulling your camper, or tent for that matter, off the road and camp anywhere. There's no electric, there's no sewer, there's no water. You've just got yourself, your camper, and nature.
It really is just like tent camping, only with different equipment.
First thing you need to know is boondocking is not illegal. It's actually encouraged. The DEC, the Bureau of Land Management, the National Forest Service, they actually have websites and there's apps you can get that'll tell you exactly where you can go to boondock.
Some of those apps are Free Roam,
Campendium,
The Dirt, which is spelled D-Y-R-T. Don't want to confuse that one.
and of course, BLM and DEC's websites you can go check out as well.
There's also Harvest Host, which is where you can camp for free at wineries, breweries, museums, and even with the premium membership, golf courses.
If you want to know more about Harvest Host, we're actually doing a video about it next week. It'll go into more depth as to what it's all about. We're going to interview a local winery in our area
That I used to work at.
and one of our favorites. So stay tuned for that next week. Before you go out to boondock, make sure that you go on one of those apps or the websites. There are some rules that come along with it. A lot of places do not allow you to stay for more than 14 days. You do have to extinguish all fires before you leave, which seems like common sense, but a lot of people don't know. And another one, which we've heard is a big problem, is garbage. Make sure that whatever you bring with you, you take with you.
Don't be leaving a mess because unlike campgrounds, there isn't a ranger that's going to drive around and pick up after you. And on that note, safety. A ranger's not going to come and knock on your door and tell you that there's a forest fire nearby or there's flood warnings.
Even though they're public lands and they're operated by the DEC or the BLM, there's nobody to take care of you. Make sure that you leave it how you found it.
Clean up after yourself. Pretend you're Bigfoot. Leave no trace. One of the most important things is making sure you conserve your resources. Make sure that you have a full battery. Make sure you have a full freshwater tank. Make sure you have enough food because generally there isn't a grocery store nearby.
And it's not a camp store for sure. You want to make sure that you have everything that you need for the time you're going to be camping with you when you get there.
So we want you to at least do a couple of practice runs first. Try it in your driveway. If you hate it, you can go back inside.
You could try it at a campground. Go reserve a spot and don't hook up. If you can make it through the weekend, you've got it made.
Don't plug in. Don't turn on your air conditioning. Make sure you have enough water. Make sure you have a coffee pot that runs on propane.
Or make coffee over your fire. They have plenty of percolators out there that you can get. They're not expensive. One of the great things about practicing at a campground is if something were to go wrong, or if you needed electricity, or if you had to dump, it's all right there. You don't have to worry about it. It's one of the things that we feel it's worth trying first. And again, if you're in your driveway, you can just go back inside.
If you fill your dump tanks while you're at the campground, you can just go dump.
Nothing's getting you out of camping faster than having a full black tank. It's a great trial run for when you do go out to boondock.
We definitely want you to be safe and prepared.
Yes. And for those of you who are ready, there is a video we found done by Long Honeymoon, which gives you everything you need to know about boondocking, which you can check out right here. They are the OGs of YouTube camping.
They've been doing it since like 2006.
Definitely want to check them out. Something else you have to think about before you go out to boondock is have a backup plan. there's no reservation system. These are all first come, first serve locations. So what happens when you get somewhere and all the spots are taken? Could never happen, but you're gonna be out maybe somewhere where there's not going to be another spot for miles, hours, who knows? If you get there at sundown, you're not gonna wanna just figure out what to do. If you get there and there's not a spot available, you need to know what you're going to do as a backup plan. If you're going to the next spot to boondock, or if you have to go somewhere that's an emergency location until you can get to your next spot. There's plenty of grocery stores like Walmart or even like Cabela's, restaurants like IHOP. I know some Marriotts will allow it. You can spend a night in their parking lot for free just to get you through the night to get you to the next spot where you wanted to go as your backup plan.
If you're desperate, you can always park yourself in a truck stop. But I've done that before, and let me tell you, a lot of those trucks leave their truck running all night. And for a light sleeper like me, I couldn't sleep a wink. All I could hear was these trucks running right next to me all night long.
Light sleeper. Just like everything else about boondocking, it's all about being prepared. Preparation is the key. Know that you have your backup in case something were to go wrong.
Subscribe to our channel. We do campground reviews, camper tours, tips and tricks.
We also do informative videos just like this. If you're looking for anything camping related, come check us out. We have our website also, campingcompanions.net, where you can catch all of our videos and you can see fan photos. That's one of our favorite spots. Look for all of our friends and fans' photos of where they have stayed, their rigs. It's really fun.
And if you have one that you'd like to submit, send it to campingcompanions@gmail.com and we'll add your photo to our website. So until next week, we'll see you then.
Happy camping.
Happy camping.